Hello everyone and welcome back to Deep Charts. How is it going? Now the bootcamp is finished. As you know, I'm super busy, but I decided to make a session on Monday for these following weeks. Whenever I'm available, I will keep this format. So every Monday we will go through the profile framing, and if I'm not available, other person of the team will be available. So I was thinking could be a nice opportunity to go over the most sensitive areas of the week from the profile and to see these together on Nasdaq. That is the asset I trade the most. Go through the previous week, so do an analysis of the previous week and understand what happened, and analyze together. How are you guys? How is it going? Can I ask you feedback on the platform? Are you enjoying it? Is it user-friendly for you? Are you having the time to study? Are you understanding more and implementing volume analysis into your price action model or building a pure volume analysis model? Good, super, very good, loving it, really happy about it. Studying as a motherfucker, that's the attitude, Tony. Thanks for doing this extra session. Always happy to help you guys. I hope our analysis improving from your analysis garbage soon. It's good, only I miss some templates. The templates are available for everyone. Fabio is no family, amazing. I hear your voice when I analyze. It means that I am now inside your head. I'm helping you for charting. Getting the hold of it, the perfect point of in my journey to have found it. Really happy. I'm not the best with technology, still user-friendly. Amazing. I like that I can simplify. Okay. Huh. Brian made a good amount of money on Nasdaq. Amazing. No, you don't need to put Faber Valley in the template. You need to put, for this one is cash session. Amazing, guys. Let's start. Let's go through the previous week. Okay. Let's go through the previous week and let's start to analyze what happened on Nasdaq. So what we saw, and we need to start from here, okay, we will make the analysis of what happened in December from the beginning, the situation we are now, the most sensitive level for the week, the multi-profile shape to understand how is it going and what's the most important level. We will not go only on the usual profile, but we will also go on the delta profile, so we will see everything together. I trade with your voice. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. Just wondering why we use cash session only on the volume daily profile and not the entire session for more data. I explain you immediately, Jason. So on US indices like Nasdaq and S&P 500, the majority of the volume is traded during cash session, okay? And during years and years of study, I found the cash session to be the most important predictor of the value building, to the point that also when I implemented in my quant system, because I have one guy helping me with the quant algo, okay, because I have also systematic portfolio at the moment, we saw that the filter of the cash session is so powerful. From that point, I started to use the profile only using cash session. And from that point, I saw that the switch of value was way more clear. From this point, that was 3 years and a half ago, I never went back to full profile, but I use only cash session profile. Is it clear? Because if you think about this, if you need to process the most amount of information, okay, you process the information that are the most valuable inside the battle of the day. And the battle of the day is New York session. There is no way around it. Asian session cannot compare, London session cannot compare. Am I clear? One in chat. This was for Jason. Okay, I like the clarity of it. And then, guys, outside you find a huge amount of models on volume profile, and they are all valuable. But during all these years, what I try to do is to make it for everyone. Okay, to not make it a complex tool that it's only understandable to advanced traders, but to make something that it's easier to use. And then consider that I'm not saying that you should only enter in New York. You can mark your area, and this area are valid for all the session. Just I want to see the information of the cash session. But what you can do is you can test for yourself. So you can make some backtest. The platform allow you to backtest your strategy with multiple areas. So you can use before only the cash session, and then move to the full trading hour and check. From my point of view, this is the best. But this doesn't mean that I'm the one that you need to listen without testing yourself. Okay, this is what works for me and what I like. Let me check if everything works. Perfect. Okay, so we started December here, so we were clearly in a situation where if we merge these two profile and we started the narrative from here, we can see that they build value, and they had a sudden jump here when they did two inside profile. So if you go from here to merge the following, you can see that they use this rejection area as a pivot to go high again. And this is one of my favorite model, okay? This is when you have a clear value, okay? They are building value on the upside. And then you have another inside, okay, value area that rejected in the previous range, okay? Because remember that this one is where the majority of the volume of the day got rejected, because 70% of the volume are here, and this is all rejection area, and the value got accepted here. Then you have a reclaim and confirmation of the POC higher. So they are saying, look, we are building value on the upside, and this entry here was amazing. Okay, now let's go on. Let's go to what we can see now if we merge. Now we will go also on the Q&A together. You can see that here we continue to build value higher. Okay, we have a virgin POC that is the really sensitive level if it gets touched as we are building value on the upside, and the usual rejection area. Okay, you cannot merge these two profiles because they are not on the same level. Okay, this profile is giving you new information. Okay, there is Karim that says my issue really is that I get into too much information. That's the reason I simplify it. And let me know if everything I'm explaining to you is clear, because we will go on what happened in December, and then we will go on what we can see for this week. Okay, I will guide you step by step. Now, we have 1, 2, 3 profile on the same level. So this here, you can merge, but you can also see immediately as a single profile that the value area high of the previous one got rejected multiple times. So you can mark your sensitive level here, okay? And you can merge those into one. So you can do 1, merge, and 2. Okay, look how much is clean when you learn what to merge and what to keep single. Is it clean, guys, that we are building value on the upside? So what we will do, if you want to do ping pong, you can do ping pong from the downside to the upside. If you want to take mean reverting trades, you know that the probability that you will go down, it's way lower when you cross this level, because this is the rejection, okay? And if you want to take long-term profile swings, okay, and you want to play with high risk to reward, you know that you will merge what you already know, okay? So everything that comes out of all the order flow confirmation and stuff to take these trades here. Okay, one in chat if I'm clear, and then we go on and we go to the actual price of the day. Okay, completely clear, amazing. I just trade the first 60, 90 minutes and then I start giving the money back. You see, Brian, this is something that I was trying to explain to people. The majority of the volatility you have during the opening, okay? Not only 60, 90 minutes, I want to say that you have for 3, 4 hours. But then as you go, through the close of the New York session, the volume dry up, and you get caught in this choppy price action that I don't like at all. Okay, this is something that I really don't like, and it's something that can ruin your trading day just because you want to make more money and you want to trade. Just go, guys. You made your money, you made your risk reward multiples. Now do something else. Okay, read a book, study, work, do some side hustle to get more capital, but don't stay in the markets when the conditions are not favorable. Okay, then we build value higher. Okay, and for the first time in all this distribution, let me know if it's clear, you close a day, okay, with value lower, POC lower, and complete rejection. What does it mean here? We need to mark our area precisely, okay? It means that all this area that got rejected for previous day, okay, it's a rejection area, okay? 1, 2, okay, you can mark already from the second one that got rejected, and then you had this rejection that we saw live, okay? For the people in the bootcamp, we saw this rejection live, okay? So, as you can see, you have one profile that create lower value and close here with a huge rejection on the upside. You can extend the areas that you had before, okay? So you can extend the areas, the sensitive areas that you have. For example, the virgin POC level, that is a really sensitive level. And this is the reason when we approached the first time, you had a week in the not regular trading hours, okay? And you can see that this one becomes a wall to the sell side. Now, if you want to be oriented on confirmation, you need to wait for this day to close. So from the 9th of December, you know that your bias is switching, okay? From here, you know that your bias is switching. From which moment your bias is switching? From the moment you don't get a breakout here, okay? So this one now it's your wall, and we will go also on how we will refine for the preparation of the week this wall further. Even if I think, I already tell you, I think that we will use the pivot level of the sensitive profile to go lower this week, okay? Because we have a untapped POC, the market went up really aggressively. We are now back inside the value area, and usually the profile theory and also practice says that when the market slides through the value area, it goes back to the POC as the first standing point, and the second standing point is the value area low. Okay, so we mark this level. We can use the merge. So considering that we have one, okay, lower, so we have the switch of the bias here, and then we have three profile that don't create not a breakout up and not a breakout low, so they are inside. This is called inside range profile, because you rejected the high, you rejected the low, as you can see, but you are not breaking out. So you can do the merge of this and the merge, if you want, of this. Let me go through it together. Okay, so let me give you some rules that can help you in your work. When you have directional wicks, okay, and you have your profile built like this, one profile, okay, then the second day close like this, okay, you cannot merge these two profiles. What you cannot merge, or at least you can merge, there is no fixed rules, but this is not convenient because you are in an expansion phase, okay? If you have the retracement, so this profile rejected the top and close inside here again, okay, these two profiles can be merged even if the value area is a little bit higher or lower. Why? Because you are standing in the same horizontal value, okay? So you are just doing information 1 plus information 2 because you are inside this trading range. But if you have expansion and you have one profile here and one profile here, that are in two different value range, so they are in value range 1 and value range 2, and you merge them, you have a lot of confusion because now you have a huge bell curve and you don't know where to search for continuation or reversal area. I gave you a really simple rule on understanding when to merge and when not to merge. Let me see if it's clear for you. Yes, we will do also the Q&A later, guys. I love to do this profile framing for the week. But I did Q&A to check if it's clear, okay? Yeah, I think it makes sense. 100% understanding. Amazing. So now we go back to chart and we go to study the profile shape, okay? So here, now that we merge these three profiles that were on horizontal level, you see what happened at the close of the third day when you have a confluence mix. This is one of the most powerful setup that if you know how to use, it's amazing. And here on this horizontal level, you have a rejection area on the top, and then you have an overlap of the POC of the first switch of the value plus the value area I. Is it clear for you guys? Can you give me one in chat? I usually do zone, reversal zone in red, okay, and confluence areas in orange, okay, for short. So you have a really clean understanding. This one, it's a distribution of 3 days, okay. So you are merging three kind of information after the market told you, look, you have a wall here, okay? And this is the reason you had an amazing expansion setup. I don't remember if this was one of the session, but one of the session we did during the bootcamp was an explosion short that collapsed the market. Probably it was the third day here or one here, I don't remember, okay? After this, can you explain to me in chat why we cannot merge this profile and this profile? Why we cannot merge, guys? We cannot merge these two profiles because they have a different value. You see that this one created an expansion, slice through, okay? And if we merge this one, okay, if we merge this one, we are merging vertically, not horizontally. And if you merge two vertical profile, you mess up the area. They are not in the same, yes. Now it's interesting that this day here closed with a POC below the value area low of the comprehensive merge. This one is a really strong point. When the market does like this, it's in a strong expansion phase, okay? And when you have this approaching the profile value area, usually you slice through really strong. That's the reason we didn't have any session on Friday, but I took some amazing short, okay? I took some amazing short. And if you see the short loaded, exactly where? Why this point is important? I explained this also in multiple contexts, like podcast that I did, but I will go through it together again, okay? So let's say that you have a wall, so you have three composite rejection of profile on the top. So you have a situation like this, okay? Like the one that we did before, the market rejected. So you have like a wall here. The market tell you, look, we are not going up, okay? With multiple profile confirmation, the POC is sliding down, amazing. And then you have a breakout, okay? Then you have a breakout. So you have a condition like this, and you have a profile that close outside. This is a full day, okay? Amazing, and this is exactly what happened here. We had two horizontal, rejection area clear, they put a wall, and then they break the value area low really violently, okay? So they close the full day below this area that was the low, okay? So this is the information that now you want to understand. If this one is the data pack of information, okay, that create these breakouts, it means that the sell aggression volume that happened in this profile on it's a specific day, it's 11th, okay, of December, contains some valuable information. Now, if I ask you, which level is the level that contain the most amount of exchanged volume for the day. There is a name for it. It's a really specific level. It's not an area. It's a really specific level. So you have multiple information. You have an information of profile that close on the downside with rejection on the value area I, and this is the rejection area. And you have the most amount of volume exchange for the day. This one is the POC. Okay, this is the reason multiple trader, okay, have models that are based on the POC, okay, the virgin POC. I also have one model that is based on scalping the test of the POC. It's high risk to reward. It's pretty good win rate, but when it pays off, like Friday, you can make multiple risk reward, okay, multiplier, really strong. So one amazing setup is this one, okay. The day after the profile close, and in this case you have this exactly on Friday, okay. This is the POC, this is the horizontal level, the market slices back, all this one becomes a rejection, and if you saw the Friday session, you see a collapse of the market, okay. Is it clear, guys? I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, but remember something, the fact that something is easy to understand for you doesn't mean that it's not powerful. We are reading market data. We are not playing with trend lines. We are reading market data. We are watching exactly the most sensitive level of interaction between market participants for the session. Okay, this is the reason they work. This is the only reason these levels work. Amazing. Then, now that we analyze everything and we know the context, we can start with the analysis of the current week. Let me see, Ali. It totally makes sense. Amazing. When a profile switch occurs and the next day value shift lower, under what conditions should we expect a retest? There is not a condition where you always have a retest, Ali. Now, you know that if the value shift, you have acceptance of value. So this is the direction they confirm for you. Then if you say there are some times where the price, for example, shift and collapse here directly in one day without testing, yes. Okay. This is not something you can control. If the pressure is so strong, let me take, for example, the Trump tweet or the huge news, you don't have a test. But when you have a test and you have a confirmation with any model it can be, I know there are traders that like price action. I know there are traders that like volume analysis. I know there are traders that like option flow. I know there are traders that like statistical maths. Okay, you can use it. Okay, amazing. Yes, you can have a double distribution during the weeks that we will go through together. If we see a double distribution, I will tell you. Okay, I will tell you, and we will see. But anyway, the levels, it's already filtered, so you have in purple the level. Okay, so now we are in this condition. We are back inside the value area. We have really strong slice through the previous day. So I want to ask the chat. I want to open the Q&A. Can you try to use your best understanding of the profile shape and of the auction process of the market to make an analysis of what you can expect? What you can expect for the next day and why. I will give you 60 seconds to type in the Q&A what you could expect. I love to see the community participating, okay? Because the only way you can truly appreciate the value of the platform is if you understand how it is built and why we have specific tools instead of others, why we give you session on Monday, on Wednesday with Andrea, on Friday with Rodolfo, why we are doing this. We want to let you understand the value and the edge you can have from the platform. Okay. Amazing. There are people that are saying return to the composite VPOC, lower prices toward POC, composite price B-shaped VP, so we could expect it to go lower. Exactly. Test POC and continuation. So the volume analysis is telling us this. Okay, POC is lower. Okay, it's right. Okay, it's right. And this is the same stuff that I'm expecting. So I want to go really deep in this, and I want you to follow me in what I'm saying here, okay? From this indicator, you can go in settings and you can go here and you can go in peak and valley, and you can decide to deactivate peak or activate peak and activate valley, okay? The green level here are valley. Now, let's go through it together. Why do you think valley are important? Can you try to give me an explanation of why I have valley here? Text in the chat, what do you think? Why valley? Because of course the POC is where they traded the most amount of volume. Of course the value area I is the rejected value. But the valley is what usually people like to call void or like to call inefficient price delivery. In volume analysis, the valley is where the price slides through really fast, okay? And when the price slides through really fast, it means that the market is not efficient in this level, okay? So these valley, when they are really strong, okay, are usually tested. And when they are tested, there is a good probability that you see a price rejection, okay? So what I do is I see the profile shape for the session, I see the composite profile, and I start to draw my assumption, okay? Let's go together here. This is the session of today, okay? So we are in this condition. We are in previous session, okay? Clean breakout, expansion phase on Friday that closed like this. Now, when you have an expansion phase, usually you create a lot of low volume node, okay? Because the market goes really fast. Now, if you observe, if you compare the previous 2 weeks, okay, all the days of the previous week, and you compare Friday, what do you notice? Friday of the last week, so it was the 12th of December. What do you notice in Friday? Indifference. I will help you on this. You have usually the other day that are this, like this, like this, okay? So they are compression profile. Compression and accumulation profile. Friday was like this. First slice, second slice, okay? Biggest move down. Yes, this one, this profile here, it happens in really strong directional days. And in this situation, if you don't have experience, you can take a lot of stop loss. Why? Because you try to short the low distribution profile. Because beginners say, oh, there is a lot of pressure down. For sure, we will go down. Probably it is like this, but it's not how you expect. It's not from the bottom, okay? Usually the market like to do when you have an expansion lower, a deep retracement. And why is this? Because this price, okay, during the fall phase, the collapse created a lot of inefficiency, okay? How can we see this? We can see this by the shape, okay, of the curve. Now, the shape of the curve, you have to understand that in directional profile days, so when there is a huge amount of pressure, all the skew, and the skew can be summarized as the distribution of the profile, is below 50%. So if we take this and we go from the top to the bottom, okay, and this one is the 50% mark, do you agree with me that this is a clearly skew profile distribution lower? Okay, and if this is a skew distribution lower, usually what happens is that the price wants to rebalance. Okay, it's really rare and difficult that you should see 2 or 3 directional profile. This is really something big needs to happen to have it. Okay, usually the market scenario in statistics is like this. You have your distribution profile, okay, for 1, 2 days, 2 weeks like we have, and then you have an expansion phase, okay? After you have an expansion phase, usually you have a profile that seems like this, okay? Why? Because they are saying to you, look, we went down, we accepted value, okay? The probability that you have this, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and 3 collapse day, it's really difficult, okay? Some things like Trump tweeting tariff or Powell saying something really strong needs to happen to have this, okay? Because usually the market trade efficiently, and the directional session are lower than the compressing one. So, what is the game plan that I will use for this week? The game plan, you have to understand that I always switch this into phase. I have my week marking of the level, and then I have the confirmation. The confirmation is all the order flow, okay, that we went through the bootcamp. But the planning is based on profile. And if the planning is based on profile, what I'm going to search after a huge directional day, okay, with POC here, and now we are here. Now we are here. We are really close to the POC, okay. I expect the market to dance around the POC, okay, to dance around the POC. Why? Because we didn't close with another day lower. So this setup probably it's for Wednesday or Tuesday, okay, not for today. What I expect is a balanced day. So a day that is a little bit boring today, okay, during the week. And I would like to see a distribution week. Okay, so I expect to go back to the POC for the week because the pressures is lower, but I don't expect to do this from the POC. I expect to do this from the rejection area, that is the one above. How can we find the specific rejection area? We can find the specific rejection area watching the expansion phase rejection. And you can see clearly that it's a pretty big rejection area. Okay. And if this one is a pretty big rejection area, what you can note, this is the closing of the cash session. Now probably it's here. It's dancing, but it's still inside the area, I think. Still inside the area. Let me check where is it. I don't trade the New York session, so I don't put my marking profile on New York session. Let's go on the deep trades. Let's check what it is. 25,350. So it is around here. Okay, it is around here. Let me connect again, so update. Okay, where is it? It's moving super slow, but it's here, guys. It's here. 350, you see, it's dancing around the rejection area. Dancing around the rejection area, okay? So, for the day, unfortunately, I expect a boring day, and I expect the day to do a little bit of ping pong here. And the only area where I'm interested is the rejection area. The rejection area is from 25, 350, 60 to 600. So you see that it's not as small as this one, for example. Okay, it's not as small as this one, but it's a huge area because you have a directional profile. So when you have something like this, what I love to do is to use profile understanding. So I know that the game plan for the week can be like this, okay? So continuation face down. And from the profile, as always, is not an advice, it's just educational content. And this is how I prepare the week for me. But what I'm going to do here is using my confirmation of order flow to take display. Okay, to take display. I don't think we will have display today, but this is what I am going to do. Now, here, profile target, what we can expect. So this is what we can expect today. Then in the following days, when we accept and close the cash session on the lower side, there is the POC rebalance. And the POC rebalance, after you have this move, is usually, oh, what I did. Wait a second, that I clicked double. Okay, so let's say that this is the following 2 days. When you have a close here, your virgin POC becomes the testing level. Okay, becomes the testing level. And this one, it's a setup that I don't want to miss. And this setup is exactly what we saw here. This setup, like this, you have 1 or 2 setups per week, not more. Okay, but they are really powerful. So I want to play around those. And Fabio, what do you think about target profiling? So the fair value of all this distribution is here, and you can see from the composite profile. Okay, the landing spot for the price, it's here. Okay, this is the first landing spot, and the second landing spot is this one. Okay, then remember that everything I'm saying it's based on the actual profiling. If today something happened, okay, there is a big news, and the profile close here, I see it is pretty difficult, but let's say that it closed 25,900, you can understand that what I'm doing, I'm teaching you how I do profiling to be independent, okay? Now, I don't think this is possible on Monday after an expansion phase like this, but if it happened, you already know, oh, you see, Fabio told me that the profile shape change, so now what I can expect, that the value area will update here, and you have a continuation setup, because all this move was a fake out, okay? And in this case, you can expect test of the value area and continuous expansion. As of now, if you go also before, you see what's the shape of the market. It's compressing, okay? And we can do the work that we did before to get it even better. Why? Because we can merge, for example, these 3 profiles. Look how much I make it easy for you. These 3 profiles that are horizontal, okay? You see these 3 profiles. These are overlapping, okay? Overlapping. The top is the same, the POC is higher, the value area is lower. They are all on the same level. So they are giving you mixed information and confusion. So what you can do here, you can merge them. Amazing. These 2, same level. 1, okay? What you have here, an expansion phase higher, okay? So value got built higher. The market tried to break out here, got protected from the rejection level of the previous session, and the market, it's in a clear uptrend, not from here, because this session is not clear at all. It's clear that we are in the profile low, but from here it's total clear. And when you know what to merge, you can see that you have 1 day of clarity, 2 day of clarity, 3 day of clarity, 4 day of clarity, 5 day of clarity. Now we switch short. 1 day of clarity, 2 day of clarity, 3 day of clarity, probably 4, 5. Okay? Remember that this reading of the profile, it's supposed to help you in guidance of the week, okay? In all these 20 profile that you have here, the only one that it's crazy to read, okay, is this one. Because this one ruins all the balance of everything, because it's a news, okay? You see up and down, closing down, it's a disaster. But all the rest are pretty understandable. Also, when you go up here, we go from the accumulation to the distribution, okay? I will try to make my best to make it as clear as, I don't know, as clear as, what can we say in English? Okay, so let's go here. You have an expansion profile, you have inside profile, okay? Then you have still pressure down. The first profile that is clear, because this one, it's lower than the previous, okay, crystal clear, amazing, but not lower than this. Then you have a clear acceptance this, okay? So you have 1, 2 profile, okay? Still same level with POC, higher value area, okay? So if we merge these 2, okay, it's super clear when we can expect the rejection area, okay? And this rejection area will help you for all the following days, okay? And you have 1, 2, and 3 opportunity to do area to expansion phase. Okay. And again, another day here. Area to expansion phase. Why? Because you have a clear understanding of where the market is going. Okay. Amazing. You can merge this if you want, because they are almost on the same, no, not almost, they are on the same value. This one is a little bit higher, and this is the reason it sets the low, but it's still clear. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so acceptance higher, amazing. And you see, oh, here we have the perfect setup that I wanted to show you. I don't know if it's clear here. Let me remove the composite profile that can bring you to confusion. But you have what here? You have expansion, clear expansion phase, okay? You come out from this huge movement down. Look at this. This is an amazing explanation, okay? Expansion low, so they are building value low, and this is a virgin POC, okay? What we have here? We have a virgin POC also here. You can see from here, they never tested. So you see how the market rejects these two levels. Okay, you have an expansion higher. The market comes to test, reject between the POC and the rejection area. This is your sweet spot. Okay, and consider that you are a scalper and you are able to time the market here because you know everything about order flow, footprint, big trades. So you take this expansion phase. Okay, you can also merge these two. Okay, you can also merge these two. Here, the market goes back. So for this day, for sure, you don't want to go long because the market is really strong on the downside. Okay, but you see that it rejects here. Okay, so if you are mean reverting scalper, you can fade the value area low. If you are a trader that prefer to wait for confirmation, you wait that the market, you see this POC, you wait that the market rebalance. Okay, so again, close above, you have a clear direction up, aligned with a long-term direction up, and you take all this expansion phase, clear direction, clear direction, clear direction, clear direction, clear direction. Then shift. Okay, shift, where can we expect it to test back? Usually, it tests back on the POC. Okay, the virgin POC. Amazing. This one got a retracement, so we are long-term short, short-term we are going higher, you see? So this setup, to take a reversal here, it's really risky. But when you see that the profile close a day like this, okay, let me help you on this. You see, price trying to expand here, rejecting all this, and closing the day like this, okay? Closing the day like this. Now, with the understanding that I gave you on my market mapping of profile, with a day like this, could be easy to understand that we are going to have an expansion day lower, yes or no? Could this be easy to understand? You switch the value, okay? You rejected the virgin POC. You did a failed auction above the value area high, and you closed inside. Okay, so what you can do when you have something like this is you can merge these three profiles to understand better, and you can see that you rejected clearly here. The POC is still down, okay? And from here, what you can play? You can play the expansion lower, okay? You can play the expansion lower. Look always how the POC plays an important role in the expansion phase, okay? Look how it plays. Now, you need to see the price as an option, and you need to understand that institution cannot click a button and enter like us, okay? So they need to distribute. Now, if you read the market like this gray, it's rejection, okay? This colorful orange is acceptance. Amazing. What we had? Horizontal POC, we are low in the curve, they failed the auction of breaking up, we can merge these two, also on the down, they are on the same level, perfect. I marked the POC for you. Perfect. Let's do one. Okay, now it's one profile. Amazing. The POC is always the same because they are on the horizontal level. Now you can read the map, guys. You can read the map that I'm giving you. Look at this. Okay, failed expansion day. They try again, failed again. Okay, why? Because I explained to you that after a compression day, two compression day, the expansion phase started from this virgin POC. Okay, and it's from this that you have another amazing distribution, and they start back again. You cannot merge this and this because they are directional profile. Okay, but is it clear? Let me check in. Yes or no? I call it Virgin POC because it's a POC created in the cache session that didn't got tested in the session later. Okay, so it's a profile, the most precious volume node, or 93%, amazing. The most precious volume node that didn't got tested the session after. Okay, and this is important to understand. You see that the price is like if you land on this and expand higher. Okay. Land on this, expand lower. Land on this, expand lower. Okay. Yeah, it's a good name for it. It's untouched. You know, it's pure. If we want to, what is a virgin? It's a creature that is pure. And the virgin POC is something that is sacred. No order interaction touched it before. When it gets touched, usually you reject. Yes, it's right, Tony. Okay. Also, I know that you have the syndrome of the high risk to reward, but if you are a safe play trader, okay, let's say that you are a safe play trader and you see this. You see compression phase 1 and 2, okay, with a clean POC. Then you see a huge expansion lower, and then the market comes to test here. All the trader wants to be the sniper and wants to take and time this reversal, okay? But no one thinks about the fact that if you arrive here and you don't want to interact immediately, but you see the profile of the day that close with complete rejection, so this area got rejected, this is the value area high, this is the value area low, okay? The next day, maybe you open here, you have an amazing opportunity to short the value area low or the test to the value area high. Okay, you don't need always to enter here. The probability is also that after you have this, you have an expansion profile. Okay, look here. Yes, you can fade this sniper, you can fade this sniper, but try to understand what I'm going to say. They told you with this full data pack of one day that they don't have the power to go higher. Okay, they got rejected from this multi-day distribution profile. So the direction is low. Perfect, amazing. Now, if the direction is low, and you can use also the composite profile, okay, the direction is low. Which one could be my next target after I rejected the stuff? The POC. Okay, amazing. So what does it mean? That if I'm a scalper, I can expect the next day to be an expansion profile on the way down. You understand how much valuable this information is. Also, the probability of the not only direction but regime of the day, it's powerful, guys. It's really powerful. Let's go on. Direction short, then we have this mess here, and from here we go above. Okay, so in the next weeks with deep charts, I will take care about profile framing when I'm available. I don't guarantee all Mondays because this is a free program that we give for everyone that have the full deep charts. But if it's not me, it's other traders, okay, from the team of deep charts. So you will have a profile framing on Monday, and this is my plan for the week. And now I want to take, if you're not tired, because we already did 50 minutes, but if you're not tired, I would like to go on the long-term plan. Okay, so on the composite profile of what we can expect. Okay, so if we remove this, just 1 second, guys, okay, and we keep the composite, we can go on the long-term profile, okay? And the long-term profile is really clear. We are here, okay? So we did this. Let me go to mark this for you. Amazing. Now, if we treat the composite profile as one, what happens is this. This is the shape of the profile. Okay, this is the shape of the profile that we have. And we did just this. We went up, and now we did this. We are here now in the composite profile. Okay, no, we were here on Friday. Sorry, this is the short that I took. We were here on Friday. Now we are here. We have the POC here and the value area here. So you can understand that they tried to go up and they got rejected. So we are now in after failed auction phase. So this is a failed auction. They did this, they failed, they went back again, and now they are capitalizing lower. The peak and valley, Peter, are, as I explained, level of rebalance. The low volume node, it's a level where the interaction between market participants was really strong. So I was explaining to you that I could expect here to see them rebalanced, okay, to see them rebalanced. But after we updated the chart, we saw that they already rebalanced all the low volume node of the value area. Okay, that's the reason I stopped, because I didn't know that the price was already here. So it means that they already rebalanced for the day. Lendre, is it clear? Let me check if there is any other question. Okay. Amazing. So if this is the actual multi-weeks profile, you understand, guys, that the profile law says that if you reject this area and you slice back through heat, okay, so you do this, okay, your next target, sensitive target, is here. So for all this reason, except for fundamentals, okay, so fundamentals are aside, market profile and volume profile read already the information that is available in the volume and on the price. But what you see here is already accounted, okay? All the fundamentals are accounted in volume. So the situation that we are seeing here can let me think, as I was explaining to you, about a rebalance and a move down, and then a move down, or move down to the profile and then going back and forth. That is exactly what we are doing. Did you notice, for the scalpers that are in the chat, did you notice that Nasdaq is not giving us from October and November amazing price wing? Usually it's always compressed in this range. It's really difficult that you have 1 week, 2 weeks of run up. Usually you have 1 week of run up, consolidation, run down. 1 week of run up, consolidation, run down. 1 week of one up. This is the behavior of Nasdaq. But don't think that this is the usual situation, because before the market was in an expand. Also October, no? Look at October. October was phase one, retracement, phase two. Okay. Now it is lower, consolidating, fake out, lower, up, down. You see, it's compressed here. But what we can do, that it's amazing also to use, is to merge all this information that we build together with the delta profile. Okay, so watching the most sensitive delta level. How can we do it? Let me help you on this. So we go back to the point of invalidation of the movement up. Okay, that is this one, because you fail and you switched. Amazing. This is already merged. You see, we merged this and it's already merged. what you can do is you can take from the top of the invalidation level till the actual price, the fixed range. And as you can see now, as I was explaining to you, we are in an imbalance phase. Okay, we are not in balance where 70% of the volume got traded. And this is the reason I was explaining to you that I would expect a deep retracement. But out of this, okay, let's see where they had the majority of the delta. So execution, aggressive execution on the short side. If we take all this data pack, the majority of the execution short was here. And I want to get to a point with you to let you understand that everything we do have a reason. Okay. This point here, you see that it's the top of the rejection. It's the value area low of the composite profile, and this is the failed auction of the last day. Okay. After this, you have a huge expansion lower. Okay. Now, if we go deeper and we want more and more information about the last day before the expansion, we can go here and we can see the most sensitive level. Now, let's go through it together, guys. I can see two levels. I can see. I can see this cluster here, that is a delta plus overlap. Okay, so is the value area rejection high, is this one. We have here. Okay. This situation here. And we have this cluster here. Okay. This is the situation that we have. So this level here, that is a crazy aggressive sell level, is the value. You see that it's really close to the value area high. Okay, this is really close to the value area high, so it's a level that we want to have. This level here from 25516 to 25551, it's the level that gave action to this expansion phase. Okay. These are the most sensitive delta level for the following days. Okay, so going back and making a summary of this amazing session together, we understood the profile shape of the multi-day, multi-week, sorry. Okay, and we saw this from the composite. Then we understood the context of profile for the last 5 sessions. We marked the strongest rejection points. We analyzed the most valuable delta levels. Okay, so going back here, making a final summary, we have these really strong delta levels. We have a distribution profile short for the single session. We have an expansion day that it was Friday. It needs to be rebalanced from the level that we saw, and we have a multi-composite profile short. Okay. I hope, guys, that you enjoy this kind of session. I hope that I can make years and years of experience easy for everyone here, and that this can make the preparation of the week at least easier. Okay. Now I trade Nasdaq, so I do this for Nasdaq. I don't do this from other assets because I observed for all the last years only one asset. So I will not be so precise as I am on Nasdaq for other assets. And I don't want to explain something that I don't use myself because I have a respect for the audience that it's here. So I want to make sure that what you understand in this session is something that is actually giving you value, added value, guys. Okay. Now, if you are not tired after this hour of session, I would like to take other 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A to cover maybe some doubts that you can have. So I will open the Q&A, and if you have any doubts, guys, if you want to understand something better, or put this in the Q&A. When you trade impulse leg, do you trend during the impulse leg or do you wait for confirmation? You can do both. You can surf using order flow, the expansion leg, or you can play the test to the virgin POC lower. Don't put in chat, guys, the question because they go away so fast because there are 200 people in live. How do you set the profile to only cache session? It's really easy, guys. You just apply the template. Cache session profile, you don't need to go through settings. You just do template, okay? Here, cache session profile, and you have it. All the data you have here, so if you go on the composite, okay, and you go here, it tells you how many days are included in the composite. I don't know how many grouping of days. Let me check here. I think it is 10. I think it is 10. From here, this one it's included for sure. I need to ask Antonio. This one it's included for sure. This one also, I don't know. I need to ask. I don't know the exact number of days. It's more than 10, but I don't know how many specific. Because if you think about this, it should include all the information that you have on the same horizontal level, no? So I don't think it's related to days even. I think it's related to this horizontal level, how many data provide. Deep M effort, how can you see if it's a fake out? It's not for fake out, deep M effort, it's just a stop loss. If the area does not hold, it's a change in pressure, so it's part of the game. No, I don't use the weekly cache profile. I always do my analysis on the single session profile, so daily and composite. What importance do you give to a level that the price already tested? It depends on the interaction of the volume on it. If the interaction of the volume is interesting, so you see, for example, a POC short already tested, but you see a lot of aggression on the sell side and buyers exhausted, it's really interesting for me. But this is technical, guys. For this, you need experience. If you did the bootcamp, you can understand this also. Yes, of course, you can use the horizontal profile of the merge session. And you can use also the delta profile. Yes, Arthur, it's really valuable. On the question of Alexander, I replied, so you can either trade the rejection of the POC, or you can trade the expansion phase lower, so you can be conservative or aggressive. It's everything is preset, guys. So when you put the template, you don't need to stay there. I did this to make it easy. You don't need to stay there. I need to change its color. I need to, what settings Fabio use? Everything that I use, it's in template. Okay, you have the same. And I did this because the feedback that I had when I start using order flow platform years and years ago, I will not make the name of other platform because I don't want to offend anyone. But my personal experience is that the usual order flow platform, it's difficult. At least it was like this 6-7 years ago, but also 3 years ago. The platform are have hundreds of tools, and sometimes users get lost in it. Okay. Amen, Fabio. 4 years of losses, and you solved everything for me. I've never seen some. Thank you very much, Ayman. I really appreciate it. Amazing perspective when you know how to read. It's like learning how to read the alphabet. But this is the point, guys. But this is Aaron. I want to go on this point, okay? If the book is written with a lot of errors, it's the fault of the book. But if the book is written wrong because the alphabet that they took the time to teach you is wrong, the responsibility is yours. So when I started my career, the first information that I wanted to find out is why on the bottom of the brokerage 80% lose? Why 90% lose? Okay, this is my first question, because if trading is easy as they tell you, like tracing through trend line or putting an horizontal level and the price will always reject there without professional tools, what's the reason hedge fund use order flow? What's the reason hedge fund use option flow? What's the reason hedge fund imply mathematical and statistical model if it's as easy? And then I understood that the problem was not my knowledge, because in the first years of trading I was blaming myself. Why everyone makes money by putting trend lines and I fail? So I was thinking I was the problem, no? Because you start to doubt yourself if you see on Instagram everyone making profit, no one losing, and then you only lose. And then I understood that Instagram is usually a show off, no? And it's supposed to make trading seems easy, to let people deposit because they have a conflict of interest, no? But professionals accept the concept that the market have multi-factor existence. Okay, the market have fundamentals, the market have volume, the market have price. Okay, when you merge them and create your narrative and bias, it gets easier. But if you try to understand everything by one horizontal line on the chart, it really gets to your mind, because then you cannot understand what happened, no? And you say a fake out after a fake out, and every time I felt, I'm talking with open heart to you, okay? I'm not talking as a mentor because I put myself at the same level. But the feeling that I had was that I miss information. I miss information because it's not possible that every single trade makes me doubt my strategy. Okay, makes me doubt my strategy, because when you don't have a model, when you don't have a frame, okay, and you based yourself purely on one level on the chart, then you start to say, maybe I did a psychological error, but it's not a psychological error. It's that you lack the foundation of market interaction. Okay. And you need to know also that when I discovered auction market theory, okay, I understood that everything I was told before by how the market moved was wrong. Okay, was wrong. So the point is that trading is not supposed to be easy and is not supposed to be for everyone. But if you want to get a professional and if you want to make this your career, you need to accept the concept that you need professional tools, no? You need to accept the concept that you want to see volume because it's the proxy for price movement. You need to accept the fact that you want to have the same tools that are used by trading floor. And I'm not talking only about order flow. I'm talking about everything. Fundamentals. I'm talking about long-term bias. I'm talking about options. I'm talking about understanding asset class. Take this professionally. Otherwise, it's gambling. It's not a business, no? Thanks for the extreme value in the bootcamp. My issue is psychology. Heart rate spikes after a loss. I know what's the problem, Sami. The problem is that you risk the money that you cannot afford to lose. Okay, if your heart race so fast, it's because you are afraid of losing. So the point is that till you don't solve this, it's better if you go demo or virtual, because either you are risking money that you cannot risk, and the concept of risk implies the possibility of losing them. Either you side's too strong. The only time my heart race, I think you saw my session, no? You saw my session online. This week probably is coming out another session where I'm trading live on Word of Wisdom. And you see my face. I play, I laugh, I make jokes, I make fun when I trade. Why? Because $25,000, $50,000 in one session is not changing my life. Nothing about my life change if I make it or I lose them. So I achieved this amount per day by understanding what I can risk, and it's comfortable for my psychology. If I sides 100 times more and I risk of losing half a million or 5 million per day, I will panic. Not because I am not at the wealth level, but because my psychology is not prepared for this. I will make errors, I will close trades. And you can apply this from big accounts to small accounts. when I started, okay, I was using CFD and I was going in leverage, heavy leverage. And I was afraid, no? Because even if you have a good model, your model plays out in a number of execution, no? But if I tell you, can you be sure that the next trade will be right? No, guys. Okay. No, guys. I cannot be sure. I think, Omar, the session that I did last 2 weeks will be uploaded on January. Now I don't have time to make content because my trading is absorbing me more and more, and I need to deliver the paid live session that will be open on January in the New York session with me. So I'm pretty busy at the moment for content on YouTube, but I will start it back on January, the content creation. Now that the bootcamp is finished, I want also to dedicate myself a little bit to more advanced traders live in New York session. And I want to dedicate myself more about improving the tools, helping deep charts to have the best arsenal of tools possible. And I want also to dedicate a little bit myself to family, guys, because I removed so much time from my family to be completely in making this possible, the bootcamp, the platform launch, and everything we did. That in the last 3 months, I only traded and planned. I didn't do anything else. I didn't add only 1 week for me. So I want to take some time also for myself. Otherwise, the mental health is not at the best. And yeah, so I went over all the question here. I hope you enjoyed the session. I think I will. Now I say something like this, and it's funny what I'm going to say next because it completely contradicts what I'm saying. But I would like to go live also on the week of Christmas. So I think also next week we will make a session on Monday because I really enjoyed this one. I hope it can be the same for you. And see you next week, guys. I enjoyed the other session with Andrea and with Rodolfo. And good luck with your mentor. I read mentor, love you mentor, and I say mentor. Good luck with your next sessions, with your trading, and with your journey of learning this profession. Don't size up too much. Take control the risk, and don't go live till the moment that you are really consistent in a virtual environment. Bye, everyone, guys.